This is section 6.4, basic matrix operations. So we have two matrices, and we're going to add them together. I guess we could do this by hand. I'm just going to use the calculator for these. So my first one is a 2 by 4. So I'm going to go over to edit, and A is going to be a 2 by 4. Negatives below the 3. Make sure you hit enter after you type in that last cell. Double check what you put in, because even just a sign can make a difference. So now I'm going to put a second matrix in. Okay, you want to go to edit again. I'm going to go down to B. I'm going to use B this time, since I have two matrices and I'm adding them together. Before we just kept reusing A because we were only using one at a time. And I'm going to double check. I have everything in there, so I'm going to get out. Now I'm adding the two matrices together. So I'm going to take A and I'm adding it to B. And that is the answer. So the answer is going to be put in as a matrix into my math lab. I'm not going to try and copy this over here. But when you're in my math lab and you have the window, you'll have a little pop-up down here, and somewhere in there, there'll be an option for you to put a matrix in. It'll give you the brackets. You'll have to tell it how many rows and columns. But this is what you're going to put in when you add the two matrices together. So here we have another set on the right. So let's see if we can add those together. So since I'm starting a new problem, I'm just going to use A and B again. And this one is a 2 by 2. Use B for the second one, which is also a 2 by 2. Let's get out of here, and we're going to add these together. Again, if you want to just arrow up to it's highlighted, hit enter since we're adding A and B again. That is going to be the result of adding those two matrices together. All right, so let's look at this third one. Can we subtract that? Well, let's see. Let's put it in and try. Some of the rules that apply to addition and multiplication don't necessarily apply to matrices. They have their own special set of rules. But the calculator will let you know if you're not able to do something. This is, I think, a 3 by 2. Yeah. And I'm going to reuse A and B. This one, that's a 2 by 3. There we go. This one, let's look at the paper again. It's the first one minus the second one. So we're doing A minus B. Minus B. All right, so this one is not possible this, it'll say, I believe it says not possible in my math lab. It's like the second option. But this means it's not going to be, you're not going to be able to subtract those. All right, this next one actually you could probably do by hand. It's -6 times all of this. So -6 times -6 is a positive 36. -6 times positive 3, negative 18. -6 times 9 is going to be negative 54. And then -6 times -5 is going to be a positive 30. And that -6 is called a scalar. You're just going to multiply everything inside the matrix by that scalar, that number that's in front of the A. All right, so this one, let's see what we can do here. We have to multiply and add, which is fine. So I'm going to flip over. The first thing I'm going to do is set up the matrix A and B, get all the elements correct. 2 by 2. And even though I'm probably not doing it like I should, please double check what you're putting in after you get them, all the numbers put in. A lot of the times it's something small like a sign error. All right, so we're going to put this in like we see it on the paper. We have -5a plus 7 times b. So 7. And you don't have to put the multiplication there. It's going to read it as multiplication. And that is the resulting matrix. And again, those are just some basic operations, addition, subtraction, and our scalar multiplication. And that is it for section 6.4.